Once upon a time, there was a curious little girl named Alice. One sunny afternoon, she was sitting by a river with her sister, feeling rather bored. Her sister was reading a book, but Alice couldn't find anything interesting to do. Suddenly, something very strange happened. Out of nowhere, a white rabbit wearing a waistcoat and carrying a pocket watch ran past her. Alice blinked and thought, "Did I just see a rabbit wearing clothes?" "Wait," cried Alice. "I'm sure I'll be late if I don't follow him." Without thinking twice, she jumped up and followed the rabbit down a rabbit hole. Down, down, down she tumbled. The fall seemed to last forever. She landed softly on a bed of dry leaves. Rubbing her eyes, Alice looked around. She was in a curious room, with walls made of clean, white tiles. In the center of the room was a tiny door, just big enough for a small person to slip through. The door was locked, but to Alice's surprise, she found a little key on a glass table. She unlocked the door and peeked through it. Beyond the door, she saw a beautiful garden, full of colorful flowers and towering trees. But the door was far too small for her to get through. Alice sighed, feeling disappointed. She noticed a bottle on the table with a label that read, "Drink me." Curious as ever, Alice took a small sip. Suddenly, she began shrinking. She became so small that she could fit through the tiny door. But now she had another problem. She had left the key on top of the table, and it was out of her reach. Just as she was starting to feel sad, Alice spotted a small cake on the table. The label on the cake said, "Eat me." Without a second thought, Alice took a bite. To her surprise, she began growing taller and taller until she was too big for the room. She had to hunch down, but she was glad to be able to reach the key. After some tricky maneuvers, Alice finally managed to fit through the tiny door. She found herself standing in the most marvelous garden. The flowers were singing, the trees were dancing, and the air was filled with a magical glow. Alice was in awe. Just then, she heard a voice. "Who are you?" It was a Cheshire cat, with a broad smile and a purple striped coat. His grin stretched wide as he floated in the air, sitting on a branch. "I'm Alice," she said. "I'm trying to find my way home. Can you help me?" The Cheshire cat thought for a moment. "Well, that depends," he said slowly. "Where do you want to go?" "I don't know," Alice admitted. "I've been lost since I got here." The Cheshire cat's smile grew even bigger. "Then it doesn't matter which way you go." With a wink, he vanished, leaving behind only his smiling face. Alice giggled. That cat was so silly. Alice wandered deeper into Wonderland, and soon she came upon a house where she met a strange pair of characters. The first was a Mad Hatter, wearing a tall, mismatched hat, and the second was a March Hare, who was always bouncing around. They were having a tea party, but the table was so crowded that there was no room for Alice. "Why don't you join us?" the Mad Hatter asked. "It's always time for tea here." Alice wasn't sure whether she should sit down or not, but the Mad Hatter insisted, "We'll have a great time, I promise." The tea party was very strange. There were teacups that never seemed to get filled, hats that weren't hats at all, and riddles that made no sense. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare kept arguing about things like whether time was mad or not. Alice tried her best to understand, but it only made her head spin. "Why is a raven like a writing desk?" asked the Mad Hatter, giggling. Alice didn't know the answer, and neither did anyone else. The tea party went on for what seemed like forever, but Alice finally decided to leave, feeling more confused than ever. She continued her journey through Wonderland, and before long, she came across a large garden. There, she met a group of strange, painted cards, red and white queens and kings, all playing croquet. The cards were trying to hit balls with flamingos as mallets and wickets made of hedgehogs. Alice watched in amazement as the game unfolded. Suddenly, the Queen of Hearts appeared. She was a large, angry woman with a crown on her head, and she didn't seem to be in a very good mood. "Off with her head," the Queen shouted as she spotted Alice. Alice was shocked, but she didn't let the Queen's tantrum bother her. "Who do you think you are?" Alice asked, standing tall. "You can't just go around shouting like that." The Queen stopped in her tracks, taken aback. For a moment, she was speechless, then she muttered, "Well, I could if I wanted to." Alice rolled her eyes and decided it was best to move on before she found herself caught in more trouble. Finally, Alice reached a big, beautiful castle. Inside, the White Rabbit, who had started all of this, was frantically running around, muttering to himself, "I'm late. I'm late. I'll never make it on time." Alice thought it was strange, but she couldn't help but feel sorry for the rabbit. "What are you late for?" she asked. "I'm late for the trial," he answered. Curious, Alice followed him into a large courtroom, where a strange trial was taking place. The Queen of Hearts was sitting on the throne, and all the card soldiers were lined up like spectators. At the front, a poor little mouse was being accused of stealing the Queen's tarts. The evidence: a messy plate of crumbs. The trial was very silly. The judge had no idea what he was doing, and the Queen kept shouting, "Off with their heads," at everyone who spoke out of turn. Alice couldn't help but laugh. The whole thing was ridiculous. As the trial got crazier, Alice stood up and shouted, "This is nonsense. None of this makes any sense at all." The Queen glared at her. "Off with her head." But Alice, who had grown brave in Wonderland, wasn't scared anymore. "Who are you to tell me what to do?" she said, her voice full of confidence. "I'm not afraid of you." Suddenly, everything around Alice began to swirl. The walls of the courtroom, the Queen, the rabbit, the cards, they all started to dissolve into a blur of colors. And then, with a sudden jolt, Alice woke up. She was back by the river, sitting next to her sister. The sky was blue, and the birds were singing. Had it all been a dream? It felt so real. Her sister smiled at her. You look like you had quite an adventure, she said. Alice grinned. You have no idea. And with that, Alice went home, knowing that Wonderland would always be a place she could visit in her imagination whenever she needed a little adventure.